Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are doing True Crime and Wine Wednesdays, and when I say we, I mean me and Gabby, because I'm back in Boston, and excuse this horribly dark lighting.
Danny, that is unacceptable, deadass.
Caesar!
He's so upset.
It's okay, I'm sorry, big guy. Yeah, come up, big guy. Come here, big guy. Come here, Bruni Bear.
Bruno, no,
Bruno Bear.
Bruno, no,
Bruno Bear, yes. Oh. Yeah, tell him something, Bruno. Yeah. Mom's coming. That melatonin obviously didn't work. Sounds like we drug our mother. Like we're giving the twins on we don't. She takes it for sleep.
No, she doesn't. It's the first time in years. And the last time she took it, she saw the devil at the end of her bed. Like, I don't know why she would do that.
Please pause. I have to shut my dog up really quick. Hold on. Okay, anyways, we're back for True Crime and Wine Wednesdays. So grab your wine, grab your twin sister. Just kidding, not many of you have one. And
is your dog dead ass?
Sit back, relax, and enjoy this really scary,
I can't even relax.
really creepy YouTube video about, drumroll please, Gabrielle.
Oh my thunder thighs. My dad goes to Danny yesterday.
That's like the lamest drumroll, and that's not you use.
Because I have my wine in this glass, so I'm using one here. My dad goes to me yesterday, can you give some of your thighs to Danny?
I mean, that was more of an insult to me than like a diss to you.
I know, but Danny's legs are like
literally this
withering
big.
away to nothing.
I know, it's very bizarre. But anyways, we're gonna do a I know, I can't even concentrate because all I hear is yap, 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 yap. What do you want me to do? He's in the room.
He's such a yapper. Oh my god. If mom wakes up out of a melatonin-induced state.
I thought she was because I heard footsteps.
No, I didn't hear it. That's what
I did. I was like, oh damn, them just did not work. Anyways, we're gonna do
a spirit coming to sit on their ass on her bed.
Okay.
No, because last time she had melatonin, she saw the devil at the bottom of her bed. So they're probably just chilling, waiting for her to come out of bed, sleep. To be like, hi.
I would never take a sleeping pill.
Me neither.
Ever in this life.
Nope.
Anyways, we're gonna do the True Crime and Wine Wednesdays on the silent Gibbons twins.
Someone's up for sure.
Yeah.
Unless that's him jumping off. That's him bulldozing. He's trying to get out the door.
You don't think he hurt himself, do you?
No. He would have squealed.
Anyways, for the 550th time, without any barking. Are you sure? It's a little weird we don't hear anything.
He just barked.
Okay. We are doing True Crime and Wine Wednesdays on the silent Gibbons twins, June and Jennifer Gibbons. Way back in the day, many decades ago, Gloria and Aubrey Gibbons, which was the twins' mom and dad, had a very normal life. They lived in Barbados, and then on April 11th, 1963, just 10 minutes apart from one another,
10 minutes, right?
Yeah, I know. June and Jennifer were born. And growing up, they used to tell people that they always knew that they were twins before they even know what twins were. Because, like, do you remember when we found out we were twins? Like, did we ever really have that conversation?
Timmy, if we did, no, I don't remember.
I don't remember it either. I'm really sitting here hard, and I'm like, did we ever, like, sit down with mom and dad where they explained to us that we're, like, twins?
No. Or they did, and I just don't remember. It was a long time ago. I assume we probably asked when we were like 3 or 4.
Yeah, at some point we probably looked at each other and was like, bitch, like, We look alike, right?
I just think it was normal for us. Like, that's my sister.
Yeah, it's different to have a sister than a twin, Gabby.
I know, but I feel like as though, remember when I stole the peppermints and almost choked to death?
Yeah, and then I somehow got in trouble.
Yeah, because you're the one who told me to steal them. It's always been you, Danny.
There's a fly in my wine. If this night couldn't get any.
It's not a fly, fruit fly.
I'm all set. Like, I'm fucking over it. Let me get a sip of yours then. Is there a wine in yours?
No.
Anyways, they eventually moved from Barbados to Wales in the United Kingdom. So even though they were born in the Barbados, they eventually relocated to the United Kingdom, Wales. That's actually like...
You just said that.
Yeah, but I feel like Caesar was like barking over it now. Body's barking, and it's like, can we just get a break?
Well, Body's barking because he's crate trained. You just let the other dog out, and he's like, this is an absolute no.
Anyways, so in Wales, they went to school, and basically in an all-white community, they were literally the only 2 black girls in their school. And they used to get bullied. They were exiled.
Here, I'm gonna off it.
Me too, I don't really want wine. Just kidding, everybody drink your wine. They were exiled, no one wanted to hang out with them, no one wanted to talk to them, and because of that, it was very traumatic, and they decided that they only had each other, and in the process of only having each other, they made up their own language. It was pretty much Creole, but sped up. Because even Nana had regular Creole, and sometimes I was like, huh? So imagine a sped up Creole.
Victor.
What?
They were conscientious and well-behaved, but silent. This puzzled their teachers and enraged their peers, who bullied them so badly that they were let out of school 5 minutes early.
Their language made it very difficult for anyone to understand them. Oftentimes they would get dismissed from school early just to avoid being bullied. Can you even imagine? I mean, we got bullied, but like not to that extent.
No, I mean, 6th grade was pretty shitty.
Yeah, 6th grade was probably the worst of them all. Remember I peed my pants?
And that was 5th grade, Nene.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was 5th grade. It was not 6th grade, but...
And then I had to get on the school bus.
And you smell like...
popcorn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget it. I was wearing khaki pants.
But no, 6th grade was probably the absolute worst.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. They got bullied. They resorted to having their own language. They basically coined the phrase, or started the phrase, Cryptophasia. Cryptophasia is a language developed by twins. Me and Gabby never had our own language. Remember those 2 white girls we hung out with in North Andover? Yeah, they used to like
Pig's Latin.
Yeah, they used to talk to each other in Pig's Latin in front of us, and I was like, y'all.
They were talking shit about us the whole time, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But me and Gabby never...
I never got it, but it was literally the regular word.
Flipped upside down or
no,
something.
They like put the first letter at the bottom.
But they spoke it like fluently. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. Fuck them. Pain ass bitch.
Yeah, but me and Gabby never had our own language. And still to this day, we don't have our own language. Yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, but we never had our own language. We never like
Imagine they never said anything. They just wanted people to think they were saying
it. That could very much be true.
Yeah, because I'm like, that don't make no type of sense.
But neither does having a made-up language with your twin sister, Gabby.
When you're little and grow into it, yeah, that's a little more normal.
But like, how do 2 little people come up with their own language that becomes normalized?
Because I don't know, they're psychotic.
Needless to say, me and Gabby have never had our own Cryptophasia language. Therefore, we're not psychotic. Crypto means secret and phasia means speech, so basically a secret speech. Also, coins in Cryptophasia means that they have mirror-like mannerisms of themselves. So basically, if Gabby put her hair behind her ear, I would be doing it at the same exact time. And I just don't know how you would know, even as twins, when someone was going to do a specific action.
I don't know.
I mean, I can look at you and definitely be like, I know exactly what she's thinking, but I would never look at you and be like, she's about to like brush her hair behind her ear.
No.
Or she's about to cough, or she's about to smile, so I'm gonna smile too.
Except I did know when you were gonna start crying on Bad Girls Club, and that's why
I mean, that's a given though.
You were like, your bottom lip was shaking. I'm like, are we done yet?
Cause I need Chipotle. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry.
Yo, I can't believe like weird obsession we have with Chipotle. Like,
yeah, I never ate it again, except like when we just did that burrito mukbang for your channel. It was fucking trash.
I don't know why I'm so tired. Can you say that again? Because I was yawning with my mouth literally 9 inches wide.
No, because I don't even remember what I said, Gabby.
So just get that part out.
No.
It's very disturbing.
See, if we were twins that had cryptophagia, we would have yawned at the same
Jenny,
exact time.
that's not cryptophasia.
It's mirror-like images of one another. That means literally...
That's not cryptophasia. Cryptophasia is secret language. They also have
which comes with mirror-like mannerisms, Gabby. I just did my research.
That literally makes no sense.
Yeah, it means we have a developed speech, and also we have mirror-like images of each other.
We're fraternal.
That has nothing to do with it. It could
Yeah,
be...
I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding.
Eventually, June and Jennifer stopped communicating with everyone except for themselves and their younger sister Rose.
Unhealthy.
And the only reason they spoke to their younger sister Rose is because they shared a bedroom with her.
As June and Jennifer became locked in their twinship, they progressively withdrew from their family. In the safety of their bedroom, they created a rich make-believe world of dolls. They spoke only to Rosie, their youngest sister, who shared the room.
So they had no choice but to communicate with her. But when Rose was 11 years old, she moved out and got her own room. And as soon as she moved out and got her own room, the twins said, peace the fuck out.
Why are you saying moved out?
Like moved out of their room.
Yeah, we'll say it like...
What do you mean?
Someone say like she moved out and got her own pad and... Like,
yeah, she moved out and got her own life, basically. She was engulfed in the twins' madness.
Poor thing.
I would be kind of freaked out.
Are they still... Is that chick still alive to this day?
Rose?
Oh, both of them.
The twins?
I know one of the twins dies, but is a...
Gabby, don't ruin the true crime story. Some people don't know that.
Is she...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Alert, 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 alert.
I believe all the sisters are alive except for the one that... Pretty much, yeah. But anyways, when Rose got her own room in the house at age 11, the twins said, peace out, and stopped talking to her at all. So then they were only talking to each other.
Put Rosemary, our sister, up until she was about 11. Then we stopped talking to her as well, and she moved out of the bedroom and moved into her other room, into her own bedroom. So we stopped talking to her, we stopped talking to our sister and brother and our parents.
So weird to me. Like, they wouldn't talk to their mom, they wouldn't talk to their dad, they wouldn't even eat with any of the family, the food. They would only eat with each other. They like literally stayed secluded in their bedroom, away from everybody else. Imagine like not even wanting to be around your family members. Like your mom and your dad, the people that brought you into this
What's wrong
world.
with their mom and dad? Because I would have literally been like, where's my chancleta?
What's that mean?
Sandal. Like Nana used to do with dad.
Oh, I don't know. Every single article I read didn't say much about the parents, which makes me think the parents are probably petrified of them. They're probably like, I'm all set. And twins back in the day were like not really understood. So they might have just been...
When's back in the day? What year is this?
1963 was when they were born. So it's like the 60s, 70s. Beginning of the 80s.
Did they not? No. Like,
what do you mean no?
They were born in the 60s. That's not even close to the 80s. They might not be alive right now. Oh yeah, they will be.
Yeah, mom and dad were born in the 60s,
yeah,
bro.
that's why I stopped talking, because I was like, wait a minute.
So anyways, when they attended school, they were really smart and they did pretty well, but they didn't read, write, or speak to anyone in the class, not even the teachers. So how they did well, I don't know. Kind of doesn't make sense to me.
That doesn't make any type of sense.
But they were intelligent. They knew how to read. They knew how to write. They just didn't do any of that while they were in school. And the more they got secluded and cut off from the rest of the classmates, the more they got bullied, and the more they only resorted to each other, which I kind of understand. Like, at the end of the day, like, we know we have each other.
It doesn't mean I'm gonna, like, not speak to anyone, Danny.
Yeah, but
I think I talk to people too much.
Yeah, I know. I talk to people way less than you do.
I'm like, hi, oh my god, how are you?
But, like, when we were kids growing up, like, we hung out with this neighbor, Andrea, and her mom called...
Don't say her name.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying her last name. We hung out with this chick, Andrea, and her mom called our parents and was like, hey, the twins can't come over at the same time. They're way too much together. And our parents didn't know how to explain that to us. So they were
I
just
never
like,
got that because we really weren't, at that age,
but some people do say that we're a lot together. And I don't understand like that. I'm like, what do you mean we're a lot together?
That's so rude.
I think it's so rude.
I'm just calling to let you know that your twins gotta come separately because they're too much together.
Yeah.
Mom should have been like, I just want to let you know, go f you and your Annie's mac and cheese. You don't even use butter, you use cream. It tastes like shit.
So much.
Your daughter is too much. Is she by herself? We were probably trying to entertain each other because she was
Her
entertaining
daughter
herself.
wore diapers until the age of like 15, bro.
Stop. I don't remember that, but stop.
Yeah, Gabby, she wore Depends. And I was like, why are you wearing those? And she's like, I leak myself a lot. I was like, and y'all want to make fun of me for pissing on the bus one time in 5th grade?
That's not cool. You cut that whole part out. Cut it out, Danny. It's not funny. Don't do that.
Well, Gabby, it's a memory. Why can't I laugh at memories? It's not like I'm like,
said her name.
So what? I didn't say her last name. There's a million Andreas in the world.
But people are so psychotic. They'll be like, they lived in this town at this age, and they live next to, because it's all like public documentation.
No, I don't think she has social media. I tried looking her up like 5 years ago. It does not exist.
Hold on, I'm gonna just like keep telling your story. I'm gonna just grab my phone to see.
So eventually the two twins decided to see therapists. I don't know if they decided to, or their parents or the school system forced them into it, but they did see multiple therapists. Each therapist attempted to get them to break out of their shells, be less antisocial, and talk to other people other than themselves. The therapy backfired. Actually, it made them even closer, and it made them want to communicate less with others.
They were assessed by a child psychiatrist who diagnosed them elective mutes. The school was unable to deal with them, and so at the age of 14, they were transferred to the Eastgate Center for Special Education.
So it's almost like they were put in this like forced situation where people were forcing them to speak, which made them want to not speak at all or ever again.
This unique film of the girls was made by Kathy Arthur to chart the twins' progress at Eastgate. Much of it was filmed secretly through a two-way mirror. She quickly realized that the girls spoke to each other when on their own, and so she hid microphones in the room to record their conversations. Although unintelligible at first, by slowing the tape down, she discovered that their secret language was none other than English.
My name is Jennifer. All right, and again. That's much clearer. Right, let's have it again. My name is Jennifer. Right, you feed this through.
The girls rarely spoke to anyone face to face, but would occasionally respond to a machine or in writing.
My name is Jennifer. Right, good. Now get the next card. I listen to 2 of each, and then I leave you to do the others on your own.
Possible, the twins will queue and sit together for the meal, and will often eat in unison. During meal times, the rest of the children take absolutely no notice of the 2 girls. Although the twins start their dinner at the same time as the other children, the amount of food they put on the fork and the speed at which they eat is so slow that while everyone else is finishing their second course and leaving the dining room, the twins are still busy with their first.
The twins eventually went to boarding schools separately. June went to a different boarding school than Jennifer. They were completely separated from one another. They did this because everyone around them, whether that be their parents or their sisters and siblings or the school facilities, they all wanted to see if maybe them being separated would break them out of whatever state they were in and get them to be more social, be less isolated, be less drawn to one another. And it actually made them more isolated. They became very catatonic. They became almost zombie-like, paralyzed in their own state of mind.
The idea of separation came really from the girls. It was something they wrote about a lot, and they would always say, we will talk if we're separated, we'll walk normally, we'll eat normally, we'll do all these things if we're separated.
It would be a good idea if we separate. I think one should go and one should stay here. We act stupid when we're together. Some people think we don't want to separate, but we want to, because it really is the best thing for us.
It would be good if we separate. We both fight for the best things. We're both willing to lead our own lives, but when we're together, we just keep depending on each other too much.
And even though they had moments of time where they wrote in their diaries about how much they hated each other, can you believe that? I feel like I hate my twin sister. I'm scared of my twin sister.
It's very weird.
I'm not living a real life with my twin sister around. One of us needs to die. She's going to kill me. They had like weird, creepy diary messages about one another.
Somewhere I have a real twin in the world. June can't be my real twin. My real twin was born the exact time as me, has my rising sign, my looks, my ways, my dreams, my ambitions. He or she will have my weaknesses, failures, opinions. All this makes a twin. No differences. I can't stand differences. June hasn't got my mind, my looks, not even my build. My mother, when once she measured us, told me I was slightly taller than June. I was not exactly pleased. I'm not ashamed to say that I tried to kill my sister. Things got out of hand. I did not succeed in strangling her with the wire to the radio. I'm sure she wanted to kill me too. I have a grave feeling she did.
We're fighting. I pushed her in the river. I said to myself, if I kill her now, maybe I'll have a happy life. No more hassle, no more stealing my personality, no more fighting, no more arguing. Get it over with. I pushed her in the river and I pushed her and held her down. I said, right, go on, die, go and die.
She did not succeed, for I spluttered free from her grip.
So they became very catonic. They were like in zombie-like states. They became completely withdrawn without each other. So despite everyone hoping and praying and wishing that them being separated would bring them back to normal life, normal thinking, and less obsessed with one another and their lives as one, it actually just made the situation much worse.
People said the twins' behaviour is a game. It was very obvious that nobody was enjoying the game. Certainly the adults around them could see where it was going to lead them. And you could see from the film that the girls couldn't break out of it. It was the extreme distress that June displayed that led to the breakdown of the separation.
When they got home from boarding school, they spent most of their time in their bedroom, which is what I was telling Gabby, where they used to live with their sister Rose until Rose said, I'm out of here, I'm getting my own digs, and she moved into her own bedroom.
I'm getting my own digs. I got that 20 in the lefty. Bye.
The what?
The lefty, like the left room. Yeah.
I've never heard that saying before. But when they were in the room, they turned to create their creative side, which is they decided to write novels and plays and spent extensive time writing in their diaries about their feelings and their emotions. So they took a mail order course on how to write creatively, and for anyone who's confused about mail order, because I was when I read about it, it's when they had like an actual course mailed to their house because they didn't want to leave their room. So they basically self-taught themselves how to write in a creative standpoint. And through that writing, June wrote a book called Pepsi Cola Addict. It was about a high school hero that got seduced by a teacher and then eventually had to be reformed and was sent to a reformatory, and at the reformatory he got terrorized by a homosexual guard. So most of their writing that they did in the attic was very dark, very cynical.
Their whole life is dark.
Yeah, it was based on a lot of criminal behavior. And eventually they turned to being criminals. They had petty theft, they beat each other up. Me and Gabby have beat each other up before. Well, Gabby's beat me up before. They actually even turned to arson. They actually burned an entire building in their town down to the ground. And the only reason their crimes caught up with them is because they wrote their confessions and their experiences down in their journal.
Dear Diary, my nature has turned to crime. I'm a labelled thief, but haven't I always been one? All this week, I've been wanting to burn down the tractor store in Snowdrop Lane. I burned it down today, with the help of Jennifer, of course. The greatest moment of my life. We opened all the cans of petrol and spread it everywhere. Can you believe that I'm the arsonist of Haverfordwest? Yes, I am. I'm going to burn down the whole damn town. Oh, yes, I am. You can bet your heart about that. Firemen were everywhere, running everywhere, trying to smash a window to get in. All the while, my lovely, glorious fire was licking its way through the roof, and the thick smoke filled the night sky. A picture that will live in my mind forever. Oh, what a sinful, evil, selfish mind. I know the Lord will forgive me. It's been a long, painful, hard year. Don't I deserve to express my distress? Wouldn't it be great to see this in the papers? Police are looking for an arsonist. Well, of course they are. She lives right here in Fursey Park. Isn't it ludicrous? Perhaps the cops know who it is. This will go on until they catch me. I sometimes wonder if I'll be spending my first Christmas in jail.
So instead of being sentenced to, like, you know, however long arsons get put into jail, the judge sought fit that they're like socially incompetent because of one another, and they sentenced them to a mental hospital.
The judge in the case ruled that because the twins were suffering from intense social disorder, they would be confined to a high-security mental facility. They were sent to Broadmoor Hospital and stayed there for 14 years.
They actually stayed there for 14 years. Can you imagine? 14 years. While they were in the hospital, the doctors and the nurses and the psychologists and whoever works in a mental hospital recalls really weird behavior coming from both of them. For instance, if June would eat, the other would starve themselves. Jennifer wouldn't eat. So let's say,
I would never.
yeah, let's say,
I'd be like, you done with that?
Yeah, let's say Gabby had In-N-Out. Gabby would engulf, or how do you say?
Engulfs?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right?
Inhaled. I inhaled a sandwich.
Gabby would eat all her In-N-Out in front of me or beside me, and I would sit there and I would starve, and then the next day we would switch. I would eat the In-N-Out and Gabby would starve. They had weird behaviors like that. Some recollection from people that worked in the hospital that they stayed on opposite sides of the hospital in 2 different cells, but sometimes a nurse would walk in on checking them and they'd both be in the same exact weird positioning. How that happened, I don't know. It's almost like this weird, like, as if they were actually one person in the same body. Like, you know how, like, movies have, like, an angel and a devil, like Emperor's New Groove? It was almost like those 2 little shoulder spirits were actual 2 living beings, but they were just one mind and soul. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, like, for us, it's like, we're 2 twins, but, like, we're not, like, 2, like, we're not, like, one person. Like, we're not, like, I'm not downstairs in the bathroom taking a dump while Gabby's upstairs also taking a dump. Unless, of course, we had food poisoning and we had diarrhea.
Or I'm not upstairs taking a dump while Danny's holding her poop in.
Yeah, like, and I'm not gonna, like, starve because Gabby is eating. We both gonna eat today, bitch.
Tomorrow and the day after.
Yeah, like, it's just, like, I almost feel like they were really supposed to be one person and somehow became 2. And one was the angel and one was the dark shadow.
I wonder if they were born as one. That person would probably have multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Or they would have, or they'd be like tormented because they'd have like this dark, like, you know, spirit inside of them that was just like dying to get out.
Yeah.
So, but like the fact that they could be across a hospital in 2 different cells, have no cell phone, they can't text each other, they can't call each other, and be doing the same exact thing with their bodies, hands, mouths. It's weird.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it creeps me out.
The way the 2 young women behaved in the hospital baffled the doctors working with them. For example, they would take turns eating. One of the twins would starve herself for one day as the other gorged herself, and then the next day they would switch places. They had been housed at opposite ends of the hospital in their own cells, but nurses would often find the 2 young women in the same bizarre poses.
The twins found life unbearable together and unbearable apart. They shared a cell, fought, and were parted. Inconsolable, they were reunited, only to fight and be parted once again. Trapped in this self-perpetuating cycle, they could not or would not talk to anyone but each other. Their behavior mystified the doctors and lawyers assigned to them, who had to resort to unusual means of communication.
So I'm gonna put this quote here. I have to read it like by looking down because I obviously don't have this memorized. But June in one of her diaries said, "Nobody suffers the way I do, not with a sister. With a husband, yes. With a wife, yes. With a child, yes. But this sister of mine is a dark shadow robbing me of sunlight, is my only torment. So clearly June felt like Jennifer was ruining her life and her happiness and considered her a dark shadow. Do you ever feel that way about me?
I wouldn't say you're a torment, but I definitely do feel like some things in my life went a certain way because of your attitude, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Fuck you, Danny. But yeah, I do feel like that sometimes. I could resent you, but I don't.
Yeah, I feel like everything happens for a reason, attitude or not.
Danny. There's definitely certain things, like, if you just didn't say that day.
Yeah, but I was meant to say that day.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You're not meant to talk at all.
Yeah, Gabby, no. Because then it wouldn't be...
Yes, Danny.
Gabby, if things were different, they wouldn't be the same.
Do you hear that quote? It's like, you're one decision away from changing your whole entire life. Like, you're one verbal disagreement away from changing your life. And you did multiple times.
Yeah, I actually put that quote in my caption with Adam and Lena. I said, you guys know that you're like one bad decision away from... I'm just saying, I know that quote.
You have a bunch of little skin tags now.
I know.
You should make a dermatologist appointment.
I just did. Remember last year? She said the skin tags are normal.
They are?
Yeah.
But there's so many of them now.
I've had these from last year. You literally said this last year, I think, in a YouTube.
Well, they're getting thicker then.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, well...
I don't even feel them.
They're tiny, but they're thicker for sure.
The two twins, June and Jennifer, not us, had a long-term agreement that one of them had to die. And when the other twin died, the other one had to promise that they would begin to speak to others and live a normal life. What a weird agreement to have. Like, hey, one of us has to get the boot so like the other can just like be alive. Do you know what I mean? Like, what a weird conversation to have, let alone an agreement. During their stay at this mental hospital, it came down to the conclusion that Jennifer was going to be the twin that said, adios, June, I'm out, you live this normal life.
Jennifer was probably sick of like having so many evil thoughts all the time.
Yeah. And she probably felt bad for June because June was probably like, damn, I wonder what my life would be if Jennifer wasn't like a psychopath.
Yeah.
My dear June, I agree a lot with you about we two being old spinsters left on the shelf, because to be honest, I've had enough of men. Any relationship always ends for me. I can do without them. You are my only relationship, like sister to sister. I know I'll die young and way before you, but it doesn't really matter. I only hope you'll be happy still. Love, Jenny.
So they came to this conclusion that Jennifer would be the twin that was gonna, you know, end her life early so June could continue to live or learn to have a normal life. The judge decided that the girls were going to be transferred to Coswell Hospital, which I guess is another loony bin, but more comfortable for them. While they were being transferred to the hospital, Jennifer decided to take a nap on June with her eyes wide open. And when they got to the hospital, June, there was no life from Jennifer.
There was no response, Danny.
There was no response from Jennifer. So they rushed her to the hospital, but at the hospital she was pronounced dead. Jennifer died at the hospital, and her autopsy report said that her cause of death was
myocarditis,
which is inflammation.
Of the heart.
And so when they did her toxicology report, she had no drugs in her system, no alcohol in her system, nothing that would cause such a rare inflammation. And not only that, people that have myocarditis usually survive. It's not like
you get stuff to calm it down, and you have to change your lifestyle, but
so basically to this day her death remains a mystery. We don't understand, and nobody understands, especially people that have done extensive research on these two twins, how she died. It's almost like she laid on June's lap and was like, I want my heart to stop, and her heart stopped.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It's almost like she knew at that moment, this is a perfect opportunity for me to not continue this journey in life with my twin who I've dragged down most of the time, and just, let go. But it's kind of weird to think that someone has the actual capability to kill themselves like that.
Everyone does. Everyone does. Your mind is that's what people don't understand. Your mind is such a powerful thing, and that's why mental health is so important.
Yeah.
Jennifer died of acute myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle, a rare disorder that is seldom fatal.
After Jennifer passed away, June was interviewed and she told everyone that Jennifer was acting very strange for a couple of days. Her speech was starting to slur. She was acting slow and lethargic, and she kept telling June, "I'm gonna die. It's almost my time to die. I'm gonna die. It's almost my time to die."
The day before they travelled, Jennifer felt unwell.
She complained of being weak and tired. She had forgotten when the bus to go. She was a bit tired. She had a bit of head on my shoulder. And then she said, at last we're out of Broadmoor.
And on the way to the hospital, she ended up dying.
Don't you wish you could be like a fly on the wall?
To like witness all this?
Yeah.
Or just go back in time and actually like...
No, just like watch it for a minute, and then once it happens, you come right back and you're not stuck there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then the slight chance that you could get stuck there, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
No, if there was like an absolute guarantee to go and like see certain shit, and you'd come back without no one ever knowing you were there, you would know you were there, I would do it.
I would do it, but I feel like anything that says it's 100% guarantee, it's no guarantee. Like, because when you buy like a camera or a new TV package, it says this is 100% guaranteed, and then like 6 months later you're calling because there's an issue. And I don't want to be like a fly on the wall and like some serial killer madness, and I'm like, fuck, this is not 100% guaranteed. Yeah, so as much as I would love to be there,
or I wish you could just like flip open my laptop and be like, yo,
show me exactly what happened play by play. But then like what comes with that, you know?
I don't know, but it would be very interesting to solve like who is the Zodiac killer. They know who it is, they just never like got
I don't think so.
They 1000% know
the Zodiac killer? I don't think so.
They know who it is. He just never, it was,
I don't know, but the Zodiac killer had very similar killings as the Golden State Killer. They both went for couples. It's really weird.
A lot of people go for couples or prostitutes and like.
After Jennifer died and June was interviewed, she said this quote. I also have to read it because I don't have it memorized, so please bear with me. She said, "I'm free at last, liberated, and at last Jennifer has given up her life for me." So it's almost like she was waiting for Jennifer to just like get the fuck out.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, thank you, God. I'm not even crying. I'm just glad she did it at this time because I'm ready to live my life."
And is she living her life? Like,
so after she got out of jail, so after this interview and after Jennifer's death, June actually opened up. She started speaking to people, acting normally. She no longer needed psychiatric help or medical attention, and now she lives a quiet life in Wales. Or she was living a quiet life in Wales. I don't know what she's doing in 2020.
What's her last name again?
Gabby Gibbons. It's called the Silent Gibbon Twins.
Gabby Gibbons, you just said?
Oh, I said Gabby Gibbons. Like, her last name's Gibbon. I was saying your name as if, like, Gabby Gibbons, because we said this in the beginning of the movie.
And what was her name?
June and Jennifer.
How come they haven't made a movie on this yet?
Because they're black. If these were white twins, the movie would already be made.
Yeah, it's so aggravating because I would love to watch this. Wait, I think there is a movie.
Wait, has it come out yet? No. They are doing a movie. We take our talking back, but look, it's coming out in... This article just came out in 2020.
Letitia Wright will play one of the twins in a movie, in a new movie.
Anyway, so on Jennifer's tombstone, there's a poem engraved that was written by June. And are you guys ready to hear this poem? "We once were two, we two made one. We no more two, though life be one, rest in peace." So basically she was saying they were literally two human beings but one person. Which is so crazy because I believe it. Like, the story is just too weird not for it to be true.
It says, the Silent Twins based on June and Jennifer Gibbons is in the works, with Letitia Wright to star. That was in March, so they're probably
So it's probably coming out in 2021. That's the True Crime and Wine Wednesday story of the Silent Gibbon twins, June and Jennifer.
It was supposed to start shooting in April.
Well, I mean, it's the pandemic.
She's still alive.
Yeah, I figured so. I'm excited to watch that movie because the whole twin concept really is wild. And it's even more wild when you are a twin because people don't understand what it's like to have a twin. But also me and Gabby aren't on the level of those two twins, and that level is a little creepy. But I understand why people will probably be so curious about it because even we're twins and we're curious about it. Anyways, that is True Crime and Wine Wednesday. I have one more story about two other twins that we're going to do before I leave Boston. And it was just so crazy because when I was doing the research on that, there was literally like barely information on the case, even though the case is actually insane and quite crazy. And I told Gabby, if those were two white twins that killed their mom, it would be like splashed on headlines everywhere, and this tragic story, and Lifetime movies would already be made, but because it's 2 African American girls, there's hardly any articles, there's barely any news, barely any videos on it. So we will be covering that maybe even next week. Maybe we'll just bang out the twin videos back to back. But this week we cover the Silent Gibbons twins. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys think it's as crazy and as weird as we do, and I hope that not every pair of twins freaks you out. Like even our school back in the day called our parents and said that they had to put us in separate classes because we were too much together. Remember that?
I don't remember that, but I do remember that when you were in my class.
Dad literally said that in our Bad Girls Club casting tape.
Oh, I don't remember that. He did say, yeah, people think we're a bit much when we're together. That's unfortunate. You don't have somebody else.
Yeah, I'm sorry you don't have an automatic best friend.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're too much. Maybe I definitely do think we were back in the day.
I think sometimes like we'll get into conversations with each other, we'll start bickering in front of people and people just think it's a lot. So anyways, that's that. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But as I always say, if you're giving it a thumbs down, you probably shouldn't be on this channel. But if you are going to be here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But if you do, make sure you hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you will not get notifications. Follow me on Instagram, XXO Danielle, Swallow Podcast, The Official Victor Twins for me and Gabby's joint page. We also have a TikTok, The Official Victor Twins. And follow my dog, Little Caesar the Frenchie. He has really cute pictures too. And Gabby's Instagram is Gabrielle Anna. Just type in Gabrielle Victor because, you know, whatever. And her...
I think I pop up when you do that.
Huh?
I don't think I pop up when you do that.
I think you do. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you so much for being patient.
Sorry my head's down. I was trying to find a 2020 picture of her and there wasn't one, and she's been doing a bunch of interviews and she's like, I really want to leave this in my past.
It's never going to be in your past, sis. Like, your twin died a mysterious death so you could live a normal life. It's never going to be in your past.
And
we're always
going to...
Did she die? I don't know. I didn't write down
It's
dates.
been like a lifetime without her twin too.
Yeah, it's been decades. It's been decades, and I'm excited to watch this movie, so.
Can y'all hurry up and
make it?
You should have casted us.
No, but they were like, they need one person to play both parts because they were like identical. We're not I mean, I don't know if we're identical or not because we never took the test, but look-wise, we're not identical. They like need to pull a Lindsay Lohan and
Parent Trap Dad.
Yeah, I was like.
And because the one It Takes Two, they're actually twins.
Yeah, but they looked identical when they were children, and still now to this day they look identical. But you know they're not identical twins.
I really wanted to be like a part of something like Sister and Full House.
Bye. Mwah.